host, Richard Moore, USAGSA. And today, I'm bringing you a continuation of the story on Rebecca Bumgardner. And I've got her on here live, calling from prison. I encourage you to subscribe and share and refer to the Rebecca Bumgardner Lowndes County playlist on our channel, and that will bring you up to date on what happened. She's a YouTuber with a YouTube channel exposing abject corruption in Lowndes County, Mississippi. And I'm telling you, they hate freedom of speech. They hate that First Amendment right. And this speaks for law enforcement across the board, across this nation. Local, state, and federal. Make no mistake about it. Our constitutional rights have not just eroded, they have absolutely disappeared. You think you've got them until you start exercising them, and it doesn't agree with the Home Office, Big Brother. Then, my friend, the race is on, and you best believe it. I, for one, have been absolutely subjected to unimaginable harassment, arrest, and imprisonment for that very thing, for exercising my First Amendment right, my freedom of expression and freedom of speech, and moreover, the freedom of press. They don't want the truth. They cannot handle the truth. But I'm telling you, boys and girls, as long as I've got a breath, they're going to get it. And if they're going to get it, it's not going to be filtered, polished, curated, or anything else. I shoot straight from the hip. And so that, like it or love it, I can't help it. I hate it. You're going to get it like I give it, and that's the way it is. I can't be but one thing, folks, and that's who I am. I can't spend much time on trying to be anything other than who I am, and I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm gonna give it to you straight every time, and even if it's uncomfortable, I'm gonna give it to you straight. And most of the time, folks, the truth is not comfortable. But if you run from it and you start gravitating to the BS that you see on the constant feed on Facebook and TikTok, then you wonder why we have the problems we have in this country today, you shouldn't be scratching your head too hard. Before I get into this interview with this conversation with Rebecca, I want to encourage you to go to the description of the video, and there is our link tree. In that link tree, you will find all the links in which you can support USAGSA. I have to mention this as often as possible, because without your support, and we're 100% supported by our listeners, viewers, and followers, and readers as well. In the link tree, there were avenues where you can instantly offer a donation and support to USAGSA. You can also become a Patreon and become part of USAGSA and get everything in one place, including open lines of communication and consultations and what have you. And that's Patreon at USAGSA. That link is in there as well. Also, USAGSA is an official reporter for the national Brady list. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the gold standard of holding officials accountable, whether it be law enforcement, prosecutors, or judges. This is the gold standard. This important information is essential to leveling the playing field in America, in American courtrooms. And it is just like I've got another one coming for you folks here in a couple of days. So abject corruption that should absolutely stagger the imagination of what these criminals with badges are willing to do, painstakingly willing to do, in order to get what they want, and how easy it is for them to spit and to trash the Constitution, due process, the rule of law, and everything else in between. It has nothing to do with solving crimes. It has everything to do with they invent, and then they stage it, and they bring everything to it. They plan it, everything. All they need to do is put a warm body into that orbit and arrest them. And they've already got everything they need to send them to prison for the rest of their life. We've got that working right now in North Mississippi, and it's similar to the same thing they did to Rebecca Bumgardner. These are not isolated cases, ladies and gentlemen. It's going on all over the country. These Brady complaints go in on these officers involved, and that's going to happen in short order. That prosecutor that's probably going to be watching that is probably watching this. Let me strongly advise you to be forthcoming with that Brady report that you're required to be forthcoming with. You can rest assured that the attorneys involved will be filing a Brady motion if you don't. That motion will be granted and heard before anything else, as you well know. And you will have to answer is why you did not come forth with that exculpatory evidence that could change the whole process of those proceedings and the person that is on trial. That could obviously shine a light and show that this individual might not be guilty. I think you know the role in this. That exculpatory evidence on this next story that I'm going to bring to you, ladies and gentlemen, will be there. And it will be damning. It will be damning for the prosecution especially if they decide to continue with their charade and continue to grow their crime even to a bigger crime, because we're going to bring a national spotlight to this if they try to keep moving forward with it. I know what they should do at this point, but it's not my shot to call. But you can rest assured that in real time, everything is being done to make sure that this does not happen to another individual, what happened to Rebecca Bumgardner. So when you don't see me on here, folks, the chances are I'm working on something else. If I'm not writing an article, and I encourage you to subscribe to our Substack. You can subscribe free, or you can be a supporter and subscribe. And we really need your support. Without you and without real Americans that believe in God and believe in the Constitution and believe that all things should be equal, that all men should be created equal. If you believe in such things as that, as I do, and many others do, then I encourage you to stand behind USAGSA, because I promise you what we're doing is making a difference. We're giving voices to those that have been stripped of that voice, and we're giving platforms for those people to be able to tell their stories, for other people to realize that maybe this isn't the end of the road. Maybe there is hope. Maybe we do have people in society that are not with the program of just let it be and there's nothing we can do about it, and we just it's going to be what it's going to be. I'm not settling for that, folks. I am not settling for that. And I've just people are trying to accept that things they can't change, and I am trying to change the things that I cannot accept. So listen to the interview here, and I appreciate you folks. God bless you. I'm going to talk to you a little bit at the end of this, and then that'll be a wrap. Please share, subscribe, and like. All right, Becky, we're live.
All right, hello.
So we had you on here last week for 10 minutes or less, and you've got a little more time today, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you got the floor. Talk to us. Tell us what's going on.
Okay, you want to talk about the man claiming to be a private federal investigator that contacted my sister.
Okay.
Via Facebook. First time, he sent her a picture of a badge that had a Photoshop picture on it. And this man actually used his real name, which is Erise, E-R-I-S-E Wilson. And April investigated it, and she found a post from 2018 in the Commercial Dispatch where the former police of Columbus, Chief Fred Shelton, had made an article and said that this man has never been a federal officer and his credentials are fake. And she actually spoke by phone with him to confirm that. Spoke to Mr. Shelton. Yeah. Now, April has recorded the phone calls that she had with him, and I also had a phone call with him from this prison, and he claimed to me to be ex-CIA.
Ex-FBI.
Ex-FBI.
Yeah, he's got a FBI a wallet that's got an FBI logo on the front of it. But he doesn't show any credentials, or he hadn't tried to pass that off. Not FBI credentials. They just he's from Columbus. He sounds like an adult version of buckwheat when he talks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he was making comments about a video we did. That video was showed. You were talking about Lance Lucky, and he was calling him Luckett.
Yeah.
Luckett every time. I don't know how Lucky, how he that. It must look like Luckett to him. He must have went to school there at University of Caledonia. But anyway, so
he claimed to be contacting her, and he claimed over the phone that we've also verified that he has contacted my appellate attorney and my trial attorney, Jim Wade.
But they hadn't talked to him, have they?
Oh, yes.
Boy.
Yes, he called them and identified himself as a private federal
and they fell for it.
Interfering with my appeal,
right,
which is by obstruction of justice, and that is a felony, and it's also a felony to impersonate a federal officer.
But not Lowndes County now. Now, they've got different rules there.
Right. Well, here's the thing. It's not a state charge. It's a federal charge. So Lowndes County actually won't be. And, him crossing state lines by contacting April and another state, actually, because she was not in Mississippi, as she led him to believe she was in another state. We're not going to mention what state that is, of course.
Florida.
But it's called cyber stalking, okay? And actually, we have reported all this to the FBI, and we are also reporting it to federal prosecutors, and we are going to prosecute, in his words, to the fullest extent of the law.
Oh, God, I love hearing that.
Right. Yeah, we are. And all this is true. And
that's almost as good as, well, by law, you got to. What law? Murphy's Law?
Absolutely.
The law of bazooka bubblegum?
So I want to get this out there to whoever's listening, especially the people that sent him. And I'm not going to make any allegations.
I am. Scott Cologne. This is Scott Cologne and Eddie Hawkins and that ass clown posse in Lowndes County trying to do anything to get one of their trolls to get in the middle of what you're doing with your appeal and this exposure. He told April that he tried to contact me. I said, let me tell you what, honey. I'm the last person he would try to contact. It took me about 2.1 seconds to realize that I had an ass clown on the phone. That was never happened.
He's not dealing with an idiot. Let me put this out there also. He also tried to lure my sister.
That's right.
To leave with him, which is attempted kidnapping under false circumstances.
Get in the car with me and drive down to the Delta.
Right. Drive down here to visit with me because he needed her to handle evidence. What federal officer would even do anything like that? Okay, so here's the thing. When these federal people get a hold of this and they start investigating, y'all really messed up because those email addresses have IP addresses. And they can be traced directly back to whoever computer it was created on. It will have
I will promise you.
Also, the phone number that he gave her, we can get location dots from that and find out exactly where you were, and we are going to find out who sent you. Okay? It doesn't matter what you lie about. We are going to find out who you we know who you are, but we're going to find out who sent you. Whether you tell it with your own mouth or not, your evidence is going to give you away, and this is the net that you have spread for yourself, sir. And by the way, Richard, just so you know, I'm sure you know this already.
Y'all can see that she now taught me hands down, Rebecca is a quadruple black belt. No, that's good. That's why I like you. I aspire to be as good as you one day. Go ahead.
Oh man, come on. So anyway, I just want y'all to hear this. That's the only thing. So when Richard says, when he makes his quote unquote allegations of who sent this guy, guess what? Yes, they can sue him because he can't prove it, but guess what happens when somebody brings a civil suit against you and says that you're slandering them? Guess what that opens them up to?
Discovery and witnesses, subpoenas, and everything else. I know what it opens up. They do too. They don't want to get. They do not want to get in that pen with me.
They don't want it.
I want a jaywalking ticket. I'll welcome it. We will have a real conversation.
But they say that we don't know the law and we don't understand the judicial processes and we don't understand.
I understand. I understand the law and I understand the process. And honey, that's two different things. They've got their process and then there's the process. And you have to be able to fight and to force them into the process, into the process. Because the process is just backslapping, back room, smoke filled back room, good old boy deals, just like they did in your case.
That's right. So I want to say all glory to God because his hand is absolutely on this. Okay? This is God directing all this, y'all, and y'all can't fight God. Y'all people are working for
they gonna fight God. They've been fighting God. Defeated. Yes.
Yeah, well, they won't win.
They
will not win. Absolutely,
well, none of us are perfect, Rebecca. We've all sinned. Right. We've all fallen short. But let me tell you something. It's when a person makes that decision and they become a new person, they become born again. Right. They are supposed to leave and depart from that. But what they have done is we have masses of people in America today that claim to belong to him. And the him that we're talking about is God Almighty. But they belong to the devil. And they are the ones that are fostering these lies and all of this crime that's done in plain sight, especially when they're manufacturing. It hadn't got anything to do. If they've got, well, this person over here is doing dope, and well, if they're breaking the law, arrest them. There's a process. Well, it doesn't work like that. And so the way they do it is they will construct and manufacture the crime. They will Speaking of manufacturing, they manufacture it from 0 to 100 every single time. And I've got another one coming here, folks. I got another one where MBN has manufactured one, and I've got the snitches, the rats, the plays, what they did, and how they did it. And I hope that one signed statement, one element that's put into this deal, and they're going to make up their own story. And when they do that, they've already committed multiple felonies. These are criminals with badges. I'm not making an allegation on this, Rebecca. I'm stating I am stating an unchallengeable fact. That is the deal. And they're not happy about it. And that's the reason they're sending Buckwheat down there posing as a federal officer trying to get April in the car with him. We're going to ride down there to the prison. And what was they going to do? What was they going to do down there? Get them to let you out? It was something like that. We'll get her signed something. Just get her time served.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what he told April. He said that he could get me a plea bargain, to sign a plea bargain to get time served, y'all. This is what he said to April. I say it's on Scott Cologne, and Eddie Hawkins. Now, if y'all didn't have nothing to do with this, then we're going to see how quick he gets arrested. If he don't get arrested, then the shoe fits, put it on, the jacket, wear it, because we're going to run with it. That's the deal. Oh, and y'all just know this, that I will never sign a plea agreement for something I did not do. Oh, God, no. That would be a covenant with Satan himself. I will not do that. Just like I told y'all when y'all offered me that plea bargain 2 days into my trial, I'm not agreeing to nothing because I haven't done nothing. Right. All right, so on the intimidation of a witness charge, that I was falsely accused of.
Oh, I've got that too, Ronnie. I get that daily almost.
So we found out who wrote the statement, right? We found out who wrote the statement.
Who wrote the statement?
This Christy Michelle Hunter Pate.
She made the rat list here.
Okay, yeah, she wrote the statement, and Tanya Blanton signed Megan Slayton, who does not exist, by the way. Yeah, we know all this, y'all. So
but they knew this.
Michelle Hunter.
But the cops knew this, and Cologne, they all knew this.
Yeah, they knew it. They're the ones that made it happen.
Yeah.
But just know it's already been filed in federal court, and Christy Michelle Hunter, hey, you are being added as a defendant in this federal lawsuit for $6 million. You are being added. Well,
good luck getting the money out of her, but I can tell you what, here's the thing. She was working for them. Now, therefore, that makes her a state actor, and it's on them to take care of the bill, okay?
And that makes you responsible under, what is it, Title 18, 242, 243, 245 under the U.S. Code. And that is a crime. That's a felony. Conspiring to violate somebody's rights under color of law. And you have done that, ma'am. Just to let you know.
No,
and I know
Scott Cologne's done that, and the sheriff's done that.
They all did it.
They pulled her strings. She didn't dream that up.
They don't realize when you are acting under the direction of a sheriff's department, you put yourself in.
You're a state actor, honey.
You're an agent.
That's right. You are not. No, you're not an independent contractor.
Before you start collaborating with these liars, I'm telling y'all
right now,
because I'm not backing down.
No, I'm not backing down either.
Not ever.
Well, it's I've been getting all kind of Fruit Loop crap too, so. They hadn't sent me one posing as an agent. They have to do better than that.
A new one. This is a movie. This is a real, true life movie.
Yeah.
So the bar complaint. Okay. So I don't know if y'all know, but I filed a very thorough bar complaint against Ben Rush Jr., who prosecuted me for these false charges of sale of meth.
Yeah.
Okay. So his response to my bar complaint is due October the 8th, and that's another reason they want to hurry up and figure something out.
He's going to sit there and lie, and then them foxes down there guarding the hen house. He can lie. That's what they do is lie.
Well, I mean, understand this. All of my evidence is coming straight from the court record.
Right.
So, I mean, you can lie if you want to, but the proof is on the freaking...
I'd love to see how he's going to wiggle out of that.
So I want to let Scott Cologne know, because I know you're listening. Sweetie, I got you too. Your bar complaint was mailed off 5 days ago.
Now, Scott Cologne, for those that don't know, Scott Cologne was appointed to a federal bench 2 years ago by Biden. And Cindy Hyde-Smith, Republican senator here, was instrumental in blocking that.
Thank you, God, for Miss Cindy Hyde-Smith.
Yeah, we're going to have to give her credit where it's due on that one. And so, of course, one of the biggest vocal people that's behind Cologne is George Soros. We're talking about somebody in the 6th Judicial District here in Mississippi, and how in the hell did this devil, an enemy of the state, get in the middle of it? And I'm telling you, folks, George Soros and none of these clowns represent the values of my community. I wouldn't think, but there's a whole lot of things I wouldn't think. And the closet queer mafia with badges and everything else. It's a jack in the box every day. But so that's what we're dealing with Scott Cologne. And he hired Gonorrhea Max after they fired him over there at Lowndes County Sting Unit. And so he's got Gonorrhea Max over there as an investigator. Now that's just a fact. You know it. And you know who he gave gonorrhea to. And she told it.
First-hand knowledge.
Yeah, he gave me gonorrhea and this or other gonorrhea. And on, folks. It knows. And so Scott Cologne couldn't hire him fast enough.
I'm telling you. And Richard, you are going to show them all those text messages that April screenshotted of this guy and all his fake badges.
I got all that. Yeah.
Stuff, right? Okay.
I got it.
Yeah, I want you to make sure you put this out there for everybody to see it.
I'll tell you, I might have to get me a full body condom dealing with this crap. These people here.
It's something else.
Penicillin, I don't know what to do. What's he doing?
This bar association stuff is very serious, and they know that, because when they violate their own rules of professional conduct, that's what the lawyers, attorneys, and prosecutors, all those people are governed by these rules.
Right.
It's called rules of professional conduct. And when they violate those rules, and they are reviewed by the OGC, the Office of General Counsel of the Mississippi Bar Association, because it's in Mississippi, they can lose their license for crimes of fraud and dishonesty, which is what they have done in my trial.
Yeah. Yes.
And I want to reiterate, you guys, listen, if you are charged with a sale of any kind of dope charge and you are on video selling dope to any CI, you can use my case as a reference and defend yourself by saying somebody else told you to sell the dope. And that is a legal defense in the state of Mississippi. Now, I'm telling y'all, by them convicting me of these charges, by putting the dope dealer on the stand and saying I told her to sell dope, that's the only evidence they had was her saying
the precedent's been set, folks. He said for me to do it. He told me to jump off the cliff. I jumped off the cliff.
That's right. You know,
and
legal defense.
We and
there's a lot of people charged like that with sale of dope, and you guys can use it anywhere in the state of Mississippi. You can use my case as a reference.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you what, it's somebody made the comment, Rebecca, that really couldn't hold the jury responsible. You know, they was what?
Absolutely not.
I hold them responsible. How can you sit in there for 4 days and you hearing what I'm hearing, and I've read everything they've heard, and say, hold up, swole up. So we got this rat up here said she told her to. We're not finna send this woman to prison rest her life on that bullshit.
Why? But this is why, because the public in general has been brainwashed by all these cop shows and stuff.
That's right.
And they believe the cops.
That's right. The first responders, but give them a discount, let them have it free, and raise the flag, whistle Dixie, and all this other bull crap. They're putting their lives on the line. Look here.
They believe him over the video.
I'll tell you, put their lives on the line. Hundreds of thousands of men and women that fought and died for that damn Constitution that you spit and walk on. That's who put their lives on the line. Those are the first responders that are homeless, and 22 veterans dying every single day. Those are the first responders. I don't want to hear any crap about somebody squirting a fire out or some piss ain't driving around and our taxpayers. All that bullshit is. I ain't trying to hear it.
And everything.
That's right.
I did it firsthand. I got an investigative report from something that happened to me, and the EMTs gave this information to the police. It was totally false, y'all. They will lie for them. Absolutely, they will. The way they said it, it did not happen. It did not happen. I'm not even going to give details of this, but I'm telling y'all.
I'll tell you what. If it wasn't for EMTs everywhere, a lesbian never would get a job.
You have 1 minute remaining.
I love you guys. I love you, Richard.
I love you. I thought we was going to talk for 20 minutes. Was that 20 minutes?
All right. It must have been their 20-minute phone call.
That's crazy.
God bless y'all. Give all glory to God.
We'll talk to you next week, honey. Bye.
All right. Thank you.
All right, folks. There you have it. God knows that was a fast 20 minutes. Maybe it wasn't for y'all. Maybe it seemed like a week. But please continue to keep Rebecca and, of course, her family and her sister, April, in your prayers, because she's fighting. April is working every day at compiling this all this information. And as she's doing that and working with the appeals attorney, she's also, as you can see, fighting this on other fronts with challenging these imposters that the sheriff and the prosecutor are trying to put into the mix. They thought that once they had Lowndes County accountability, mouth of the South shut up and locked up in the penitentiary, that little dog and pony show was over. And boy, were they mistaken. We've got people all over this country. I have people from around the globe that have weighed in on this and that have put themselves behind what we're doing here in support of Rebecca's vindication and release from prison, as well as these criminals that propped up this sham trial and this conviction and committed all these felonies and the perjury and all this stuff. We're not going to stop till they are held accountable, folks. So it doesn't end there. So remember, subscribe, share, like, and let me hear from you. Until next time, God bless you.